What is going on, folks? Oshi No Ko episode 7, man. My girl, is it Kana? Kana was spitting. Uh, um, Akane got a lot of spotlight that episode because of her performance and her transformation, and what she did to become eyes, so to speak. But for me, we got to remember the words of Kana. And what it was is she was explaining why internet or personalities get bothered by interacting with people, right? Because your criticism is taken personal. You guys are talking about our personal character, right? And the reality is you're not even seeing who the real us. You're seeing us. For example, um, Akane, right, got judged on her performance on a dating show, almost ruining her career, but her skills are in Broadway, right? And she got judged for her competence, right, in an area she don't excel at, but she was doing it to bring attention to the area she does excel at. So again, like in my case, I do blind reactions to things I've never seen before. And I'm not a fast reader. Okay? I have to read like 2 or 3 times to get things. And the reason is because I'm not gonna call it severe ADHD, but the point is I think of other things as I'm reading. So if I read something, let's just say I read and it talks about the camera had its final flash. If I read that subtitle, the camera had its final flash. I'm like, I remember last time I see the final flash. Vegeta doesn't do final flash anymore, does he? Yeah, when's the last time Vegeta did? Nah, he did. He did it in Dragon Ball Super. Oh shit, subtitles. That's what happens. That is literally what happens. And the same applies even if I'm listening to it in my native language, if I'm listening to dub. If you don't say anything that's emotional, stimulating, you're just listing stuff or saying math, I will zone the F out, whether I'm reading or listening to you. I gotta be the person talking or I gotta be doing. Otherwise, I'm gonna have a hard time following. So, I get judged on the reactions, but like if you want to talk to me about marketing, right? If you want to talk to me about starting a business, you want to talk to me about time management. I keep this planner. I'm always writing stuff in it. Oh, look, I'm studying my Japanese too, right? Yeah, so that's the other thing. People don't even know what I'll be up to. See my Japanese. I laminated it so that every morning I can just look at a couple words or a couple characters and be like, okay, at least I remember these. Anyways, if you want to talk to me about those kind of things, that's where I'm going to excel at. So anyways. This girl has been getting judged at something that doesn't apply to her. And the advice was to create a brand, right? To shield your true self from everybody, right? So when they criticize, they're not criticizing you. They're criticizing a product. That's exactly why you heard me for so long refer to myself as dumb or whatever degrading thing about myself is, because my thought process was y'all are watching two dumb people just react and you guys know we're dumb because we say we're dumb, so you don't have to comment about how dumb we are because we blatantly tell you every other video that we are dumb. And what that was doing was shielding the real us from any type of criticism. And for the most part, that does kind of work. Now, I will admit, I am getting away from that. I am no longer, even though that show gave us advice, I learned from so much anime characters. I'm gonna end this video talking about Byakuya. I want to stick with Oshi No Ko. But you watch anime, you get your nice little inspiration, but you still gotta, remember reality. So I did have who I call a fake version, right? That shielded myself. But I'm gonna explain to you how I found it to be damaging to me, right? Because what I was creating to defend myself no longer pushed me to be great, because it was basically a role or ego, not an alter ego, right? It's a state of mind that accepted being dumb. it accepted the criticism as much as possible. Every now and then I would fail, but I'd be like, yeah, I'm dumb, right? That's why I had to remember that information. I am dumb. Always remember that. I am dumb. Set your expectations low. I am not all that. I am not great. And I will be honest with you, I found that stunting my growth in other areas because what she didn't say is creating a character to shield yourself doesn't mean that you cannot become that character. That's the downside of it. And you see this with actors. This is real life. When actors take on roles, they often get stuck in the role. The actor, I think it's Cillian Murphy. I read that when Cillian Murphy was done shooting a Peaky Blinders season, he had to he needed time between him and his wife to go back to the real him because he was stuck in a gangster character. And that wasn't bringing out the best side to him. And that happens to a lot of actors. You know, when they do these little toxic roles, and I'm not doing toxic as in to throw shade, when they're playing a bad role, it can do a number to your psyche. So the extra humble, yeah, I'm whatever you guys want me to be. If you want me to be dumb, I'm gonna be dumb. I don't know anything. I love Heath Ledger, by the way. I love the Joker. That's some of that stuff is coming from. Anyways, I will be that person. Whatever gets the job done. And like I said, I found myself stunted in so much areas, dressing like a bum. My hair was a mess. My health had declined. Had a drinking habit that picked up. Anyways, so I am now myself. And the reason I had to really focus on being myself is because I'm not able to separate alter ego and me, especially when I live, breathe this YouTube business. So, I am me now. Now I want to talk to you about the benefit of me. We're done with Oshi No Ko, right? The lesson and what I would call the thing to keep in mind of, right? I'm going to tell you the benefit of being me and also a little bit of how me returned, which is the ego. So I put a lot of my ego aside to handle some of the criticism, and I would still act up every now and then. You guys know that. But I would put a large amount of my ego aside because, you know, it's very hard to be humble and consider yourself dumb, right? If you have a massive ego. So I just had to put that aside. And I feel like I let myself go. I didn't do that intentionally. It just kind of happened. Anyways, as I re-embraced my ego, I realized that my very ego that I was putting away, it actually defends me against criticism because I have an ego. Go freaking figure. Listen, as soon as I even embraced my ego in this conversation, I had to stand up. How can people bother you? How can people get you down, right? If you know in your heart that you're that guy, and the person who's criticizing you, they certainly couldn't be that guy, because if they had anything better going for them, they would not be taking the time to try and bring you down. And if they are a wholesome, great person, the only reason they're criticizing you is because they don't know the real you, and they don't need to know the real you. They don't need to. Why? Right? Yes. That's what the ego did, and it was liberating. Why the heck did I keep this thing sealed? I came in like Naruto or Ichigo, putting away Kurama, putting away the hollow side, and just trying to fight by yourself. Naruto, if you don't got Kurama, you ain't shit. Ichigo, without Zangetsu, you ain't shit. Right? Now, Rock Lee, he was always great. Sasuke, he was always great. Kenpachi is always that dude, unless he's holding himself back, right? That was me. That was me. I was Kenpachi. Oh, man, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Kenpachi over there holding himself up, holding himself back so he can get a challenge, right? If you haven't finished Blood War, don't finish watching this. No. I can do it. He holds himself back and just getting his ass whooped, right? He puts on the goddamn eye patch. I don't have to explain anymore. And then, why am I getting beat up? I'm really trying here. Kenpachi, I really wonder, maybe you should just stop holding back. And if you've seen all of Blood War, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and it's as far as I'm going to push it. I didn't need to alienate anyone to drive that point home. Now we're going to talk about the boy Byakuya. Look what happened when the ego came out. So, I like Byakuya, right? Oh yes, Byakuya has an ego. Yes, he does. And the way his ego got to me is because unlike this little dude right here, crying all the time because he can't beat Goku, crying all the time because he can't beat Yugi, right? Byakuya don't give a damn about nobody except for Rukia and his pride. He don't really walk around trying to prove things. When he comes across an Arankar or an Espada or any type of opponent and they talk smack to him, Byakuya never gets flustered. He never gets flustered. That's why I got a Zanpakuto out, right? He'll just I bought a Zanpakuto. Anyway, he'll calmly just look at them, say one or two words, slice them up. He'll go back to listen to them be irate, them talk about love, 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 love. You don't know what love is. I know about love, and I have so much love, I am going to destroy you with my love power. And Byakuya, he'll just be like this with his Zanpakuto. Right? Do a little sidestep, be behind them, sneak him real quick, that little beam. I'm like, yo, I love this dude. He don't really act out with his mouth. He just does. Now, unfortunately, my mouth is my skill set, so I personally need to speak, but I speak the first time. And if somebody wants to respond and criticize, since I can't see him face to face, that's just that. Now, if you want to respectfully have a conversation with me, I'm down for that. But if you have a problem with me, and I can't see you face to face, then we got nothing. We got nothing. So, my ego personally, at full power, really keeps me from being hurt by people who I don't know. By people who I don't know. So, think about your true self, right? And like how you can be whole and strong at the same time. Like, it'll be actually nice if you reach the end of this video to drop your personality style and what part of your personality is causing you trouble in life. And like figuring out not to change, but what parts of yourself can you focus on that helps you survive this scenario. For example, I will end it with back to my ego. With your ego, there's two sides to it. Because you have an ego, you want to keep you want to keep what you stand for, you want to defend what you stand for, so you always challenge people that challenge your status, right? But to me, that's kind of weak ego. Like if you have to go out of your way to constantly prove who you are and why you're so special, your ego is weak. The good side of ego is you're very confident on who you are, so you don't gotta respond to people and get all flustered about it because you are confident. So I'm gonna try to think of another personality. Oh, okay. So your personality might be that you're quiet, shy, and you don't socialize with people very well. So you feel that you can't make any friends. You have nothing to contribute to the conversation because you are a shy introvert. And you love to be social and you love to meet friends. But how can you if you don't speak? Well, I'm going to tell you something. If you are a shy introvert that does not like to speak, do you know what kind of people love you the most? Ooh, look at the gun. Ooh, the gun show. Yeah. Ooh, that tricep. It's getting there. People with egos love the shy, introverted people. Because you don't talk, but we do. And as long as you're a great listener, I just keep talking and you keep listening and you feel good because you have a friend. And I feel good because I have someone who listened to me. Perfect. You know who I don't do well with? Other extroverts that want the same amount of spotlight as me. Now I'm an adult and I learned how to manage, but you really put me and director in the same room with no clock and there's nothing about it. We will both continuously fight to talk because we're both talkative people with the same exact birth date. We are, I'm not going to say our birth dates, but we are Leos, okay, that love the top, the spotlight. We love attention and we want it on us at all freaking times. So, back to Adorkable, as much as you guys are like, oh, you guys never let her talk, which has changed. She now talks. She's fine just sitting there listening. Like, 70% of the time, she'll just sit back and she'll just sit and listen. Now, when she does get ready to talk, she wants to talk. But she only actually really wants to talk when something's bothering her. If nothing is bothering this girl, she will not talk. Me, on the other hand, I don't need a reason to talk. I can keep talking. The only thing that's stopping me from talking right now is I'm like the average view duration. I'm just shooting myself in the foot because there's no way anyone is listening to me talk for 16 whole freaking minutes. So by just giving an example of a person who's introverted that wants to meet friends, what your skill set is. So focus on the fact that you are a great listener, right? And just be around people. Don't worry that you're not contributing. The people that are talking are grateful for you for listening. As long as you're paying attention and you nod, they're grateful for it. And that's pretty much it. Now, in a texting scenario, you're going to be pretty awful if you don't text very much. Like, this person contributes nothing. But that's another story. Let me know your personality in the comments. Let me know what you're struggling with. And as a community, let us see what we can do to focus on how to embrace that. Not change, right? Because there's nothing wrong with you. There might be. I'm not a psychologist. There actually might be something wrong with you. One of my personality attributes is I'm also rather optimistic, and I see the bright side in people. So I'm a Homelander fan. So me saying there's nothing wrong with you, I don't know if you should take my advice. I don't know if you should take that as a good thing. But what I'm saying is we can work with you, and we love you. Yeah, that's my message. Bye, guys. I'm active on Twitter. I'm active on Instagram. Let's get to helping each other in the comments section. 17 freaking minutes.